If you have any spiritual questions, feel free to ask me. For anybody that's here, this live is about the continuation of my channel. On my channel, I'm doing a series where I talk about my spiritual journey. And the series is about me trying to get on Joe Rogan's podcast. And I'm doing this live so that you can ask me questions about spirituality. And if I answer the questions good, hopefully I can get your support to complete my channel goal. Because for some reason, I have knowledge of the spirit realm. I basically have done it all. And in February, my Kundalini rose in February of 2025, which is like 5 months ago. And I'm like in the midst of actually awakening. I have been meditating for almost 10 years now. I have been meditating for almost 10 years. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, now you asked for my favorite Bible verse. I'm more of a Genesis man. I've read Genesis, like the beginning of the Bible, like how God basically created the earth, and you know how he divided the light from the darkness and divided the water from above and below. What else? I basically read Genesis. I didn't really get into the whole Bible. I just couldn't, because I was like too focused on my spiritual path. But trust me, I'm a God-fearing man. If I'm not the type of person to try to send you to my channel, but if you watch like my actual spiritual journey, like I literally did all of this because of God. So instead of like reading the Bible, which is kind of a bad thing to say, I had put my faith into God and into the spirit, and he answered my questions by giving me the chance to awaken. So he gave me the chance to awaken. Let me see the comments. Exodus. Yeah, so yeah, I liked the Bible. It's just that the reason why I didn't it's not like I didn't get into the Bible, but the reason why I didn't get into the Bible was because God actually answered my prayers. And then he showed me like the spirit. He showed me like the spirit world and everything about the spirit, all the stuff that's real. Basically, he just guided me along my spiritual journey, and actually helped me out like really a lot. So yeah, but like if you have any questions about the spirit, just let me know if you got any questions. Yeah, me too. Like I pray too, because like my life right now is such a blessing. Like currently right now, like 10 years ago, I was actually losing faith, and like in my house, there's like a praying station. Like, it's not a praying station, but it's like a Bible and a cross, open Bible. And it's like there, right? And I went there and I went to God. It was like 10 years ago. I'm like, God, please help me believe again. I prayed to you all my life. I was like 19 around the time, 18. And I prayed to him and I was like, please give me the energy or the mindset to believe again. And then within 2 weeks, I started to believe again basically through the grace of God. Wagwan. Now, what do you mean about testimony exactly? I got to know what you mean about testimony. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So what do you mean about testimony? Huh? Like, do you mean like my journey? Oh, so, okay, let me tell you my story. So it all started at the praying station. Like I went to go pray and I was asking God to not show me, but like show me that you are real type of pray. So I was like, basically, let me read that. So I was talking to God and I was like, show me that you are real. Because like this was my thought before. When I was 12 years old, I used to always go to like this my praying spot in the house, and I would always pray to God, and I would be like, protect me. Like basically I asked for basic things because I wasn't like asking for a house. I was asking like for my wealth and my life and the ability just to live. But as I got older, I realized those were easy prayers and it was going to manifest anyway. So when I turned 19, I told myself, is either God show me that he's real or I'm going to go to college and become a slave. Right? So I'm like, God, please show me that you are real. Please show me that you are real, and I will basically follow you. Basically. And I won't like lose faith or like anything. So I started to meditate after that. Within 2 weeks of practicing, my meditation worked, and my it's the beginning stages of the Kundalini. So my third eye started to squeeze, and then when it was squeezing, I saw like different colors of light. Like it was like, you know how a ruler look? It was like little, you can say centimeter lines that I can see, right? And it was like different color, like 7 different color of lights. It was like shiny lights. It was lights I'd never seen before, and I'm feeling my third eye squeeze. This was like 10 years ago. I'm feeling it squeeze, and I'm like, what the heck? What is this? Like, I'm feeling it squeeze. And after I'm saying to myself that, oh my gosh, all this stuff is real. Like, all this stuff is real. So then after that, I started thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, I got to get closer to God, because all that stuff they was talking about in Egypt, about the third eye, because I was a non-believer. I was literally about to lose faith, go to college, and just become like a slave in the United States and just be under the government and just not care. But then God just gave me a different path. And now I'm at the early stages of the Kundalini. And the Kundalini, I talk about like the Kundalini activation on my channel. So my channel, basically, I describe all of that on my channel. But I don't want y'all to go to my channel. I'm just letting y'all know that my channel is based on that. And after my third eye, my Kundalini system started to awaken, I started thinking to myself, yo, I got to start taking my life serious. So then after my Kundalini, the system started to awaken, about 2 months later, I was meditating on a couch, right? I'm meditating on a couch because now I'm meditating because my energy is there. Everything is there. Now I got to like take my life serious. So I'm meditating. And then I'm sitting on the couch. My brother was right beside me, right? So I'm sitting on the couch. And by this time, I was already using like psychic abilities. Like I was like, it looked like I had telekinesis. I was able to like to move objects and stuff. I was able to like just do stuff. Like my body was like unlocking. But it was like minor abilities, as in like I can't pick up a TV, but I can kind of push something. So now I'm meditating because there was like, Tai Chi, Kwang Jung, if that's even how it's pronounced, you have to like start building energy in yourself. So as I'm building that energy, right, I'm meditating on the couch now. I'm looking into the darkness. When you know how it look when you meditate. I'm looking into the darkness, and for some reason I started looking into the living room. But during this whole 2 months, I meditated every day faithfully. Like every day I meditated faithfully. And I was like really good at it. I was just really good at meditating, right? So I was meditating. I'm really good. My mind was clear, but I'm looking into the living room. But then I got the thought, right? I'm like, how am I looking into the living room if I'm meditating, right? So then that's when basically I didn't know at the time I was looking through my third eye. But the thing was, when I was looking through it, it was like patchy, like it was dirty or something, like it was clean. You know how they say there's fluoride in the third eye and stuff, so it's not really clean. So it just wasn't clean. So I'm looking, it was like little black dots as I was looking. But when I got to consciousness, my third eye had closed. So then when it closed, right, I started meditating. I didn't open my eyes, but I kept meditating, right? And it was like a golden ball all the way in the background. So the golden ball, right? Let me see somebody see the. So the golden ball, right? The golden ball, It was like all the way in the back when you close out, all the way in the darkness. And it was like spiraling up to me, spiraling. And as it like got closer, it started to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So basically it got so close to me, it filled up my whole area of view. And I couldn't see darkness anymore. But the thing was, when I was looking at it, I was able to see like light, like not lights, but like it looked like the sun. It was so bright, in fact, that it was forcing me to open my eyes. It was like I was looking at the actual sun, but my eyes were like forcing open. But me, I was so like into the experience, I didn't want to open my eyes. I just wanted to look at it. So, but then over time, my body gave in, then my eyes opened. So then I after that happened, I started telling my brother the story. I'm like, yo, you won't believe it. I'm here. I was just looking through my third eye. But then when I got conscious, because I was meditating so good that I didn't like my brain couldn't process what I was doing. My body was just doing it itself. But when I became conscious, just close, I'm telling my brother, I was just looking through my third eye. And not only that I was looking through my third eye, some golden ball thing came and visit me. Some golden ball. Like when I was going through, I felt like it was God. Because you know how they said, God is so bright you can't even look at him. So as I'm looking, that's why I was closing my eyes. I'm like, is this what I really think it is? Like, is it? Because I didn't see no form. I didn't see anything. All I saw was just a ball of glowing light. So then after my eyes open, my life literally started changing forever. Because now I'm starting to know that when you close your eyes, that is like another astral realm. Like that's a place that your spirit can like walk around. Like it's a world there type of thing. So then I opened my eyes, told my brother my story. And then after that, I started to like take my life a lot more serious. I started to meditate. I started to focus on purity. I tried to start building energy. I tried to just keep things like going. Like I just kept keeping my life going. Right. So, after that day, I'm like, all right, I got to keep meditating. I got to keep working because something in my life is going good. I was given the chance to like awaken, and I was thinking to myself, I'm going to use this chance to help other people because I know that some people don't have like belief. People are like, people are lost out here, and everybody, like at least 10 years ago, everybody was looking how to open a third eye and if it's real, like how to decalcify the pineal gland. Like I know how to decalcify it, but it's not stop ingesting fluoride. Whoever told you that, I'm not trying to say somebody is wrong, but that is not how you decalcify the third eyes would stop digesting fluoride. That's not the answer. So, but basically at this moment, I'm like, all right, I gotta start taking my life serious. So then 3 months passed after I saw that, right? After the 3 months, I started to, let me try it. Hold on. All right, so I'm back. So 3 months have passed, right? Let me make sure it's charging. All right, good. So 3 months have passed, right? And then I started to lay down in my bed, right? So I'm laying down in my bed, right? I'm laying down in my bed and I was trying to go to sleep. During this time, like I was able, like when I lay down and close my eyes, I see like green lights. But it's like green lights on a runway, as in like I might see like a green light stripe there and a green light stripe there, and it's like moving like I'm like in a runway. So that's how it looked when I closed my eyes, right? There's green lights. So now I'm laying down and I was trying to go to sleep. So when I was going to sleep, right, my spirit or my body, something. So you know how when you close your eyes, you see that black wall? So it was like my spirit or the wall was getting closer to me. Something was moving and I saw it like 5 times and I got scared because I'm like, I have been in this body. I was like 19 at this time. I've been in this body for 19 years. I have never seen anything like it before. Right. So now that it happened like 5 times, right? I was like, all right, let me experience it now. Let me see what it is. Because I was only there for knowledge. Because I just wanted to learn. Because I wanted to like talk to people about it. I didn't want to be scared of it for somebody to be like, so you didn't study it? So you telling me you did that right? You knew you was meditating, you asked God for help and all of that stuff, and you just stopped practicing for what? Why would you stop practicing, right? So I was told myself that night, I'm like, man, I'm about to see what it is. I'm gonna see what it is, right? So then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna let it happen, right? So I laid down. I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna go. So then, the animation happened and started getting close. So then when I hit the wall, right, the green light started to it was like a gate light shape. Like I'm not trolling. You got to hear me out when I say this. You know how they would like explain heaven, and like heaven got like that type of gate where you think it got like the arch over, like the McDonald's arch. So basically, I'm going through this gate. It was a green gate, but it was like the gates of heaven. Like that's how it looked as I was going past it. So when I went through the gate, the wall started to crack up and it created like a gate-like shape with green lights. So then I get to the other side, right? And when I get to the other side, I'm like, it's like I'm in a clear box, right? I can't move my spirit. All I can do was look into this room, right? So I'm looking into this room, and it was like I was looking into a basement type of room. Like the room is like at the down near, and I can see like energy in the room. I don't know what was going on in the room. And the room had like tiles. It's kind of weird. It was like tiles in it. And then when I'm looking at this place, I can also see the spirit. Like I can see through the walls, as in like, you know how you in your room type of thing? If you look at the wall, I was able to see darkness behind the wall. So I can see the room, but I can see darkness behind the wall. So when I saw this place, I wanted to leave because it scared me in a way, because the way that it didn't look like a physical place. It looked like a place with basically no physical atoms, no physical particles. So I opened my eyes and I'm like, yo, what the hell was that? So then like a week later, I'm like, all right, I got to go see, because I'm only here for knowledge, right? So I was like, I'm going to go today. So I laid down, looked again, because I wanted to remember the place, because I wanted to tell somebody. So I went there, looked again. I went back again to the same place. I'm looking. I'm like, yo, this is beyond me. I'm in this room. And then this room, I can tell that I'm in a box, as in like the spirit world is right there, or this room is like right there. But I can't like move. It's like I can't move my spirit. I was thinking that I just wasn't fully unlocked yet, as in I was just awakening. So I didn't have full access like over like my body. So I'm like, maybe that's just the reason, right? So I didn't think too much of it. Like I just didn't think too much of it. So after that happened, I opened my eyes and I got this thought, because that's why I opened my eyes. I'm like, I didn't want to stay back there too long, because I knew that my soul was separated from my body due to the fact that I went across that wall. So I didn't want to stay back there too long, because I felt like I was going to like die or something, So I opened my eyes and like, all right, I ain't going back there again. I'm just going to keep meditating and keep focusing, because at that moment I realized not only that I have a little bit of telekinesis, right, and a little bit of clairvoyance, I was also had the ability to astral project. So now like my abilities are coming in type of thing, right? So I started to like focus more on my path, because I did ask God for this path. Like I asked him for it, right? So I'm just focusing on my path, focusing on my life. So then like you can say I got a job. Like months later, I got a job, right? I was working at McDonald's. And like this was the craziest part about working at McDonald's, right? Because when I was there, I was like, I'm just going to focus on my life. I didn't feel like I was better than anybody. I just felt better in life, because I was like awakening. So, what everybody was saying, like the government is holding you down, the devil this, that, illuminate, whatever, conspiracy theories, I was awakening. I was thinking that I was taking one step into Egypt, as in y'all are like in the United States, my spirit is going to Egypt. I'm studying what the Egyptians talking about the third eye, and I'm doing it in real time. And this is the part I was actually missing out of the story. Like during this whole time, Like I had girlfriends at this time. Like I'm not gonna lie, the way I started my spiritual journey was kind of like shady because I had like 5 girlfriends, but I never like got intimate with them. Like I didn't like have sex with anybody. So when my Kundalini awoken, I was still a virgin. I was still pure. I haven't like killed nobody. I wasn't a liar. I wasn't a stealer. I didn't do crimes. I didn't hurt people. Like I literally lived a good life under the name of God. You see? So turns out that's why my Kundalini actually rose due to my good karma, right? So when I was at the McDonald's, I didn't feel better than anybody. I was just living. Like one day I'm going to turn into like a saint where I can like preach the truth of God, of the spirit that actually exists, stuff like that, right? So now I'm at this McDonald's. And then when I started to go to the McDonald's, that's when my life started to change a lot, right? Like when I was at the McDonald's, right? A lot of spiritual things started to happen. It was like the start of my journey, right? So the first thing that happened, right? I remember I was going to McDonald's and I worked like at night till like 3 to 4 in the morning. So I'm going to McDonald's and like above me over like the houses of the block, like a yellow orb just flew over the houses. And I'm looking, I'm like, yo, am I bugging? But around this time, like I didn't want to tell nobody because like who's going to believe me? You know what I mean? Like I still don't know to this day what that was. It was like just went right over the houses, like a yellow orb, like an arch over the houses like that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it to myself and just keep like, going down this path because who's going to believe me anyway, right? So then another thing that happened, I believe I took like an earlier shift or I was getting off because I get off 3 in the morning and sometimes I wait for the steak, egg, and cheese bagel. I was addicted to that when I was working. So I was waiting for that. It was either I got there early at an earlier shift or I was waiting for that. So I was sitting looking out the window. And when I was looking out the window, I saw like, and it was, and this, where I would live, it was cloudy. This day it was cloudy. So it was like, you couldn't see no blue sky. It was just clouds. And I'm looking, right? And I see like 3 orbs, like way far in the distance, like just shining light. I'm like, yo, what the fudge? I'm like, yo, why am I seeing this stuff? It was kind of weird, right? Because I'm not like into like conspiracies and stuff like that. But I'm just watching 3 orbs. But I'm not telling nobody at McDonald's. I'm just looking. I'm just like, yo, what the heck is this? Right. But then I just let that slide. Like I just didn't care about that because I'm like, I'm a spiritual. I don't care about what's in the air. I got to find a way to get in the air because like I'm getting there. You know what I mean? So then the next thing that happened, because I was having like this whole like spiritual moment working. Right. So the next thing that happened, I was leaving. I think I got the steak, bacon, egg, and cheese. When I left, it was like daytime. Right. So I was leaving from work. Now, I normally walk from work. I don't take the bus because it takes too long. For some reason, this bus route takes too long. And I walk over like a bridge and stuff. So I was walking from work, right? And when I was walking from work, it was like raining outside, right? And the weird thing about the rain, right? As I was walking, the rain wasn't touching me. I'm like, yo, that is so strange because as I'm looking around, I can see the rain. But since I'm walking from work and you know how it is when you work and you just don't want to think. It's like, I think it's the same as going to school, like getting off of school. So it's like, I'm walking from work and I'm just like, all right, I just want to get home and get some sleep. But I'm not worried about the rain. I'm just thinking I'm moving so fast that the rain is not touching me. So if I keep up this pace, the rain is not going to touch me. So then it was like a 30-minute walk, I believe, 30 to 40-minute walk home. And when I got home, I wasn't even wet. So then I'm at the back of my house and I made it home. Now I'm like, all right, I'm not going to the house. I'm about to meditate, then go to sleep, do my daily routines to keep circulating energy. So then I question myself, since I'm home, I'm not going to question myself on the middle of the street. So since I'm home, I'm like, yo, why? Because I can see rain hitting the building, right? I can see rain hitting the building, but I'm like, why am I not wet? This don't make any sense, right? So then I got this feeling, look up in the air, right? So then I look up in the air, right? It was like a big blue hole in the sky. Like over me, I had like a blue sky, but everywhere else was rain. I'm like, yo, this is so crazy. But at the time, that stuff didn't impress me because I was already using psychic abilities. I was already astral projecting. I didn't care what I saw in the sky. I just, you know, just when I'm about to go in the house and go do my practice. It doesn't even matter, right? So I'm looking at, I'm like, yo, it was beautiful too. It was like a nice clean circle. Like I don't know what made it, but it was clouds everywhere else but over me, and it followed me from my job all the way to my house, whatever it was. I still to this day don't know what it was, but it was just a hole in the cloud. So then I just went in the house and went to sleep because I didn't really care, because I'm astral projecting. I didn't care. I'm doing my own spiritual practice, so I just didn't care, right? So then after that, this when my life actually started to happen, right? So one night I was walking from work, and this was at night, like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. I'm walking from work and I get over the bridge. I was always scared to walk on the bridge because you know how you walk on the bridge, there's like nothing holding you on the side. And I was always scared, like, what if a big gust of wind just knocked me over into the water, then I drown? Because I don't even know if I know how to swim in a lake. Like swimming in the pool and swimming in a lake is two different things. Because a pool, you can put your foot on the ground. In the lake, you're going to drown, bro. You know what I mean? So it's kind of different. There's a difference. And then I'm falling, like, how am I going to catch myself? So I was scared of the bridge, even though I worked there, but I still walked it every day. I just stayed focused, right? So then I get over to the bridge, and then I get to this section where it's like, all I got to do is walk up the street, then turn right. And if I like keep walking like for another 10 minutes, I'm home, right? So as I'm walking up this long block, I was like in this trance, right? In this trance, I'm looking at a man in Egypt. Like I did research like years later to realize what was on. So basically, it was my past life, right? Now, listen, I'm not trolling. I feel like I just need to get this story out there, and I know that the government knows what I'm talking about. You got to hear me out on this one. That this when the stories start getting critical. All right. So, I'm looking at my past life, right? And in this past life, I was in a sandy place. I didn't know I was in Egypt yet, but it was like a place with sand, and I didn't have shoes on, and I had on a kilt. If anybody don't know what a kilt is, it's like the stuff that barbarians be wearing. You know how like Conan the Barbarian or like Hercules, or Kratos, how they got that kilt that's around, or like Shiva, they got the kilt. Turns out that's what they was wearing back in the day. But my kilt was like dark brown. I didn't have a shirt on, but I was like real muscular, as in like I was like really muscular. And I had long dreads, and they call it a broad collar, right? I had a broad golden collar. So it was basically like shoulder pads, not shoulder pads, but it was like gold, like 4 inches thick, right? That went around my whole neck. And I'm like, yo, I must have been rich in Egypt. Like I haven't studied Egypt until I got to the other parts of the story. So now I'm looking at me and I'm looking at this person. I'm like, yo, that looked just like me. But at this time, I didn't gain any weight. I was just skinny and, healthy. But in the vision, I was like muscular and I gained a lot of weight, fat on my face. It took me years later to realize, oh my gosh, I look just like the man that was in the photo. Right. And at the time, I also had dreads. My dreads was like to my neck, but in my past life, it was like all the way down my back. So I had a broad collar on, long dreads, no shoes, no shirt, and I was in Egypt. In the picture, right? Because it's a video come next, right? In the picture, I was next to a Caucasian woman with black hair, right? This Caucasian woman was wearing a full tank top suit that was reflective to the sun, and she had black hair. I don't know if she had shoes on, because by the time I started to look at her and started to look, the photo had flipped, right? So when the photo flipped, I started looking at 3 white men, right? One of the white men had he had woolly gray hair, and he was digging in his nose, right? I'm going to tell you what I believe that meant, right? And then the other one had black hair, and he was like a young white man with black hair. And another white man, his shirt was dirty, but in the vision, I was mad because it looked like these people was my friend, and we were in Egypt, right? And I was mad because what happened to the person with the dirty shirt, and it looked like I was trying to figure out what happened to him, right? So I'm looking. So basically, as I'm looking at that, it was like it was like it programmed me, as in like it showed me things like it showed me to like dig for gold. Like when he was digging in his nose, dig for gold, right? It showed me that people in the past had enough technology to create a full tank top suit. The three white men, it was kind of weird because the woman had on stuff that only technology can create. But the three white men, they had on, you know how in the Bible they was saying, hold on, let me see this comment. No problem, no problem. Nice, nice. So basically, the three white men, right? You know how they was saying how people dressed during Jesus Christ time? If I said it right, Jesus Christ time, how they will wear like that long shirt with no pants and the shoes. You know, that long things that basically that's the same, almost the same outfit that the Muslims wear, like that long garment thing, like a garment. That's what it's called, a garment, right? So there's three white men, right? They was wearing a garment, right? And the base color of the garment was tan, right? But like around the chest to the upper abdomen, the garment had on like a light brown to beige designs on it. So when I looked at these three white men, and I could tell the time frame because I didn't have shoes on, but I'm like, oh, these people from the past, like the actual past. I'm talking about the past of when Jesus Christ was alive, right? So then that's when a video started to play, right? But when the video played, I received my consciousness back that I had in Egypt. So basically, when I saw that photo, it reprogrammed me. Now, I don't know if anybody know anything about this, but they used to say that the government had like MK Ultra, like mind control, where they can like reprogram you. The same as like the Iranian sleeper cells, how they got sleeper cells in the United States and they can just activate them. When I saw this photo from my past life, it just activated me. It told me to dig for gold. It told me to find the three white men. It told me to find the woman in the photo. The photo showed me that we already had technology in the past. It looked like we was choosing to live in the past, but under technology, as in hidden technology. But in the past, we had technology, right? So I'm getting coded, and your spirit is from Egypt. This is how you look. This is how you're supposed to dress. You was, come to find out I was a king, right? Or like something of a king. I had authority in Egypt, right? So now a video started to play, right? In the video, I was having sex with the white woman. And we were like in the pyramids, right? And the thing about the pyramids, right? The walls was wet. And on the left-hand side, it was like a lamp. And the lamp was working. It was like light coming from the lamp, right? And at the top of the pyramid wall, I couldn't see whether it was a light bulb or not, but it was light coming from the type of the side of the pyramid wall. But the walls was wet and it was protruding through the wall. Like you can say like 3 to 5 inches of the rock was coming through the wall, right? I didn't know it was a pyramid until like years later. I just knew that we was in this tan room and the walls was wet and I was having sex with the white woman. But it turns out that white woman that I was having sex with was my twin flame. I know this when the story started getting bananas, all right? The story started getting bananas at this point. So basically that white woman was my twin. Hmm. Yeah, so if we have any questions, any questions, any questions? Hello. Do you have any questions? Any spiritual questions you want me to answer? Hello. What I was doing, I was telling like my spiritual journey. Uh, my goal is to get on Joe Rogan's podcast to let him know what I experienced throughout my spiritual journey. My Kundalini awoken in February 2025. My spiritual journey started 20 2015. I've been meditating for 10 years. I have astral projected, new psychic abilities. I've reconnected with my twin flame. I'm highly in the spiritual realm, known in the spiritual realm. Basically, I have energy in the spirit. Yeah, so if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask. I'm just gonna keep talking to let you know let you know what I'm about. So me, I have been practicing meditation for 10 years. My Kundalini rose 2025. When my Kundalini rose, my actual twin flame did it. The thing about the twin flame is that is like the thing of Shakti, right? Shakti basically raises the feminine energy in the body. So I'm connected to my twin flame, spiritually communicating to the point where I was conscious and aware that she was raising my Kundalini in my body. So when my Kundalini rose, I knew prior that it was going to happen. My Kundalini didn't just awaken unconsciously. It was like I was fully aware that it was going to awaken. So on my channel, I'm talking about how to awaken the Kundalini, everything about the Kundalini on my channel. And I'm not a guru, but I'm a guru. For me to be a guru, people has to be my student, you see? And I just want a chance to talk on Joe Rogan's podcast because Joe Rogan actually talks about this type of stuff. He actually cares about this type of stuff. And I would love to go on his podcast to answer his questions. Because on his podcast, he be asking like, what is the purpose of breathing through the nose? When you breathe through the nose, when the Kundalini is activated or when it's active, it actually contract the muscles in the third eye region. It's not just the third eye, it's the pituitary gland and pineal gland and the top of the crown chakras. It's like, it's a lot of tension that goes on in this area, and meditation just helps, And he was saying something about the cities, the chakras and stuff like that. I can answer all of that stuff. I can answer stuff about the astral realm, spiritual warfare, like what goes on in the spiritual warfare, how important the ego is. Like if you have any question about the ego, I can help you with the ego. I can help you with a lot of things, how to fix your mind, your mentality, if the afterlife, if you have any questions, just let me know if you have like any question. Like what do you want to know? Like what do you want to know? Let me know. Let me know what you want to know. If you have any questions, I'm basically a spiritual master, a spiritual master. And I'm here to answer questions because I know a lot of people be looking for stuff like this, you see? And if you want to know anything about spirituality, anything about religion, anything about the spirit, I'll be glad to help you, glad to assist you. Just let me know what you want to know. Just let me know. Like, what do you want to know? Like, what question do you have? If you have any question, let me know. Come on. What question do you got? My bad. Excuse me. So, if you have any question about the spirit, like what is the Kundalini? What is the energy of the Kundalini? How to decalcify the pineal gland? How to awaken the Kundalini? What is twin flame? What is the afterlife? What is the past life? What abilities you get when you open the third eye? Like how to empower your spirit? Like any question. What question do you have? Like what do you want to know? Let me know. Trust me, I have the answers. Like I'm doing this series to get Joe Rogan's attention. And the only way I can get his attention is from the support of you. Only you can help me get this support. And I would really appreciate it if you just give me a chance and let me answer one of your questions, I would really, really appreciate that. Like, if you want to know my spiritual journey, like, what do you actually want to know? Like, what do you want to know? Come on, I'm right here. It's crazy because people have so much spiritual questions, and like, what spiritual questions do you have? You know, like, what spiritual questions do you have? Hmm? So I'm just gonna. Hmm.